Hey guys, this is the Prince of Mastodon, and I'm doing a commentary video for the Barbarian invasion for Rome Total War Online. This is a Eastern Roman Empire versus Western Roman Empire battle. I'm in command of the Eastern Romans right here. Here's my army. And I'm fighting against a guy named Opal 333, and he's in command of the Western Romans. Alright, so here's my army. In the front ranks I had my comitatenses. Then I had a plethora of archers here. Then there's some more comitatenses. And in the back I have some of my equites. These are the heavily armored variety. And there they are, in all their glory. Alright. I'm going to leave them in the back here. This is the British Grasslands map. So I started off on top of the hill because I was a guest. But in order to make it fair, I'm going to come off the hill, and I'm going to fight my opponent on level ground. And right here is my general. He's in command of one of my comitatenses. He's got a very sweet looking outfit. Alright, let's go look at the army of Opal 333. And he's in command of the Western Roman Empire. So there's his name. He has all kinds of prefixes and suffixes on his name. Here are his, what are those? The Auxilia Palatini. Then he has 4 units of these comitatenses. Then he has 4 squadrons of Sarmatian Auxilia. And I believe one of them's hidden. And he also has a first cohort comitatenses, and I believe they are hidden too. Anyways, I came down, and I'm going to shower my opponent with some archers, because I believe my opponent's hiding troops. In fact, I knew my opponent was hiding troops. So I'm going to try to rattle him, and hopefully he can, hopefully he'll reveal what troops he has by shuffling his positions, by either coming forward or running away, or something like that. So I'm just going to shower his troops. Right there are his Auxilia Palatini, and it looks like they're forming a Shieldtron there. Not really sure, but he's going to try to minimize the damage caused by my archers. But I have no intentions of sitting back here. I really do just want to annoy his army and maybe rattle him, make him make some mistakes or something. Alright, so seeing my opponent not making any moves here, I'm going to push my army forward here in just a minute. And I'm going to switch my targets from his infantry, and I'm going to target his cavalry here. And maybe that will open up his army more. Because I know he's hiding troops. I just want to see what those troops are. So here we are, going to move forward. And previously you saw my comitatenses taking a knee. When they're taking a knee, that means they're hidden. And that's for all you new players out there, or for you people who don't know or have this game here. Alright. So bringing in my archers forward here. I'm going to bring them in range of his Sarmatian Auxilia. I'm really digging the purple outfits of the Eastern Romans. It makes them look very regal. I think I always say that. Alright, so here are the Sarmatian Auxilia, and there's his general. And after targeting his dudes, he's going to move his guys away, because he does not want to stay under my archer fire there for too long. He probably lost 1 or 2 horses during that barrage. And he still had these 2 Sarmatian Auxilia in range of my archers here. So he's going to move them too. And yeah, you can see 3 of his Sarmatian Auxilia, but he has 1 more Sarmatian unit hidden. And I believe he has 1 more unit of comitatenses hidden somewhere. Alright. So that's probably as much as I'm going to get out of my opponent as far as revealing his army. And look at that, I just pegged one of his dudes there. But I'm going to come forward here, I'm going to start the battle. By causing his cavalry and infantry to separate like that, I feel comfortable starting the infantry fight here. So we're going to start with our people exchange here. And the comitatenses, this is 1 unit, or at least one of the units that both the West and the East have. This is our staple infantry unit. We're going to trade fire here. Look at that, ooh. Alright, meanwhile, I'm moving my equites down my left flank here. And I'm going to start this cavalry fight. Yeah, I'm going to start it simultaneously so I can confuse my opponent here. Make it more complicated for his micromanagement. After I throw my peel, I'm going to charge into his dudes here. I have a slight morale advantage just because I was pegging his dudes with my archers. Alright, here we're going to see some of his cavalry units become unhidden here. As they get closer, right there on the right, you can see one of his Sarmatians become visible, and he's going to charge into my Equites. And there's his other Equites. They were also hidden in the forest for a brief moment there. And here I have a disadvantage in terms of numbers here. So those two Sarmatians are going to gang up on my one Equite unit, whereas here we're equal, one Sarmatian versus one Equite. And I'm going to rush up my communitances who are in my back line, and I'm going to assist the cavalry fight. Alright, so the Western Roman general has fled the battle, and he has died.
Now his men fear us. It is time to press
Alright,
the
so
attack.
my opponent's rushing in more of his troops into this big cavalry fight there. That's where he recognizes the threat. And here is the long line of communitances versus communitances. And I had one last reserve unit of communitances, and I'm going to rush up behind his army here. And he detached one of his troops to deal with my guys. And there I just rushed in some of my Equites to flank his big splotch of troops there on my center left. My Equites won their fight against the Sarmatians, so I was able to use them to hammer and evil strike his dudes there. So there's a big mess right there, and that's where the decisive point of the battle is going to be. And here, my Equites here, they're still outnumbered by those two units of Sarmatian cavalry. So I wasn't too worried about that part. As long as I win the real battle right here, then I wasn't too worried about that minor fight on the far left. And here on the far right, my communitances have won on their side, so they're going to roll up the enemy's flank here. So it's going to be pretty basic maneuvering from now on. I'm just going to surround his guys. There we go. His communitances are now surrounded by my guys. And there's going to be a huge break in his morale. His guys right here are still holding out, which is kind of amazing because my guys are completely surrounding his guys. And not to mention the fact that I killed his general too. I'm surprised they're still fighting. But there are his auxiliary Palatini. Those are his elite palace troops right there. But because they're surrounded, they're not going to be that crucial. But here is the final part of the battle here. And finally they start to rout. Yeah, usually they would rout faster than that. I'm not sure why they lasted so long. So we're going to rout the enemy and chase after him. And here my opponent had his two squadrons of Sarmatians from the far left. They beat my Equites, and he charged into my troops. And the first troops that I had in the vicinity were my archers, so they are going to absorb the enemy's charge there. And because I have so many archers there, he's not going to be able to rout them. So it's like one big mess of archers, and he got bogged down in that archer mess. And from behind, I charge him with my other Equites. So I have routed the legendary Sarmatian Knights. Okay, as you can see, the battle's not over yet. So I'm going to keep pushing my troops forward here. So you can tell right now that his army has, they've been routed, right? But some of his guys stopped routing. So I had to keep pushing forward here and reroute them. So there's one more of his communitances right there. I'm going to charge them. And they're going to break really quickly here. Because they've been broken once. So they'll be broken again. Easier. Alright, so I'm going to rush my archers forward again. And these are some really brave archers. They're going to charge into these communitances here. Yeah, the reason why my archers look like they're supermen is because it's so late in the battle. And I have so many archers left, and my opponent's communitances are depleted, and they're demoralized. That's why my guys are able to fight those communitances like that. Anyways, that's the last of his troops, and that was a heroic victory for me, the Eastern Roman Empire. And I killed 761 of my enemy's troops, and I had 708 troops remaining. Opal 333 killed 358 of my guys, and he had 63 men remaining. Good game to my opponent Opal 333, and thanks for playing Barbarian Invasion with me.